Hello everyone, this is Tonbi from Onchain Vibe Code. This is going to be episode 3 of vibe coding a private data marketplace on Base with Opus 4.6 and the assistance of my OpenClaw agent Scampi here. So in the last episode, most of the actual scaffolding and actual structure was built, but today's episode we're going to try to probably tweak. This is probably going to be a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of little bugs coming up, and then some decision making about how I want this project to really operate. So in the last episode I had given Scampi basically the summary of what Opus 4.6 had done, and asked for its opinions. So it liked parts of it, but it had questions. So let me just use Scampi to ask Claude what exactly good questions. That's good. I'll tell Scampi. Let me give you the honest status on each. This is the first time I've been building a project with the OpenClaw agent. It's kind of like my assistant, my smart assistant that can come up with these questions. It's actually working fairly well. Let's see what Claude answers here. So this is the honest response for each. The SKALE integration, real encryption, no chain interaction. The encryption is genuinely real. The binary format is identical to the production byte output, but there's zero SKALE chain interaction, no RPC calls, no on-chain transactions. What to tell SKALE sponsors, the encryption format is production compatible. Swapping with real byte is a one-line change, but we need the fair Testnet endpoint, which doesn't exist publicly yet. So I think that is one of the questions I'm going to have to ask the actual SKALE network support staff about. X402 payment wired up but currently off. The code is real, but it's gated behind seller address in ENV, which isn't set yet. Health check shows X402 false. Right now, it returns data without payment. To activate, I have to put an actual wallet address in ENV as the seller address, because right now it's just using mock data as the seller. The buyer SDK needs a buyer private key with Base Sepolia USDC. Then X402 middleware returns 402, buyer pays, facilitator verifies, data releases. Then the code path is fully built. Payment, key escrow, this is the weak spot. You're right to flag this. Currently encrypted response is stored in a map. The server holds both the encrypted data and can decrypt it at any time. Payment just gates the HTTP access, not the cryptographic access. In production with real byte, the decryption key would be threshold encrypted, and SKALE validators would only cooperate to release it after on-chain payment is verified. That's genuine key escrow. With this mock-up system, we can't do that. The key is in plain text in the envelope. Honest framing, X402 provides payment enforcement at a protocol level. In production, byte threshold encryption provides cryptographic enforcement. Then deployment is going to be deployed to any VPS. I'll probably do Railway, which is what I'm comfortable with. Railway for backends, and then Vercel for front ends. The bottom line, two things. Turn on X402, which is just wallet keys, I can do that. And then frame the escrow gap honestly. And once again, this is something I can kind of ask the support staff. So let me give Scampi this response. Here's the response from Claude. See what Scampi says in response. Claude's being honest, that's good. Here's my strategic take. What you have, production capable bit encryption format, full X402 payment infrastructure, beautiful visualization, end-to-end flow that works. What you don't have is the real scale chain interaction, true threshold key escrow. Turn on X402 before the demo. Yeah. Probably set that up next. The honest framing Claude suggests perfect. So we have X402, which is going to be mostly real, just maybe on a testnet. And then by cryptographic encryption, deploy it to even railway free tier. The bottom line, with X402 turned on, you have a legitimate prototype. Without it, you're demoing localhost. 30 minutes to activate. She wants to help set up a Base wallet. Let me ask. So, will this be workable on Base Testnet? Is that the equivalent to Solana DevNet? May seem like a stupid question. I'm just used to using Solana DevNet, so I assume Testnet is their same idea. But we'll see. We'll learn together about Base. Yes, Base Sepolia is the test network for Base. It's the direct equivalent of Solana DevNet free tokens, no real money. I need Base Sepolia ETH, free from faucets, Base Sepolia USDC. I can get that. I've done that for Solana. I could probably do that for a Base. 2 wallets. MetaMask wallets work fine. Let me set up the wallets myself and get some testnet ETH/USDC. Okay, let me try to do this myself with some of my old MetaMask wallets. Okay, so I have okay, so this is back the local server. So let me try these old wallets. I have, if you can believe it, an old Friendtech wallet here. I don't know how to get onto networks. Testnet. Sepolia. Is this it? Sepolia? Sepolia. How do I enable a network? Add. That's the one that I want, right? So let me try to do this in MetaMask. Okay. I have MetaMask wallets. How do I enable Sepolia testnet? No, is this it? Maybe it's correct here. Sepolia ETH. Let me see if I can get some settings. Show test network, add network. So let me try to get some Base Sepolia. Oh, okay, so it's actually through the Coinbase developer platform. Send to address. my address here. I'm going to use my address. Should all be the same, right? Base. Let me see if I can get it. After it completes. Okay, so I think I had to add this this information for Base Sepolia Testnet. Add a custom network. Successfully added oh, there it is. We got it actually. Here we go. So there it is, Ethereum. That's just enough for gas. So now we're going to have to get some USDC from Faucet. USDC, Base Sepolia Testnet, right? I guess they're all testnets, right? Base Sepolia Testnet. Base Sepolia Testnet. That's not it. What's my wallet here? There's probably an easier way to do this, but I'm not very familiar with this. So send 20 USDC to that wallet. Might take a second. So just the buyer wallet needs the test tokens. Okay. I have test tokens. Export private keys to MetaMask and then add them to the env file. Then restart the API. First I need, what's the token address for testnet USDC on Base Testnet? Because it looks like I have to add this manually. Here we go. Tokens, USDC, import. Okay, so I do have the 20. There we go, 20 USDC in testnet. Okay. So export private keys from MetaMask to the env file. So I'm going to do that off screen. Or maybe just blur this out. Count. The friend tech account. Account details. Private keys. Okay, so this part is going to be blurred. Okay, or maybe not blurred. I don't think it actually showed. So I'd put that in the env file. So this was byte market. Let me see. This is just for the spec file. Okay. Okay. So there's an env example. Let's see. Where's the env file? By market.env. Copy. Okay. Can you run that? Copy command. This is the env file, the example file. there's the env file. Okay, so now just set the, I think it's the buyer private key here, which is the one that has the tokens. So I will paste this here. Okay, so I just pasted in the private key for the buyer. So now I'm going to do that for the seller and the seller address. But the seller's public address, I guess that is, in there as well. So Frentech is going to be the buyer. I guess I could just do this random one. Address. Base Sepolia. Okay, so I'm going to add the address and then the private key to the env file. Okay, so I did that. I set those values. What's next? Restart the API server. So let's see if we got the X402 old server still running. Kill and restart it. Okay, so X402 is live. The health check now shows X402 true, and the middleware is active with your seller address. So the endpoints are now payment gated. Request without a valid X402 payment header won't work. The server's up. Very good. Try sending a query from the dashboard. The data endpoint will now return 402 until payment is made. Let's try it. Okay, so back here, select a seller. Let's get the crypto feed price. Query, which should give me ETH price. Complete. So what on-chain viewers see? Give me buyer view, authorized party view. So that's the encryption. The query is received. Give me ETH price, decrypted, processed. The response is encrypted. Payment required. Payment confirmed, and delivered. Okay. I sent the query, and it went through. I think this is just a demo version. I don't think it actually made any let me check actually. Nice, so the full flow worked. Check your seller wallet to see a USDC transaction. So it should actually work. Let me see. I don't think so. I didn't see it. Does the transaction actually send on Testnet from this? I don't see any transactions, but I may be looking at the wrong place. X42 is not actually blocking. It returned without a payment. So it did return the query just without actual 402. So inside the middleware, the request path is seller ID, but the route config says get. So it's going to be trying to check out this X402 middleware route matching. Because the issue was there was no actual blocking and no actual payment issued. And And this is a good example of why you really need to test every component, especially with the on-chain stuff. It'll tell you everything end-to-end is working, but it's not actually, a lot of stuff isn't actually implemented. So it said it found the problem. Restart the server and test it. So it's going to test if the X402 actually blocks. It's red. Looks like it should be blocking then. Server crashed. Likely the X402 middleware threw an error. I've found it. The route matching now works, but it crashed. The price format isn't compatible with how exact EVM scheme was initiated. Let me investigate the proper setup. So the fix is the import path. So it needed this server path for a server-side scheme. So this is it's now working. It's now properly blocking. Without a payment header, you get X402 402 payment required response. Okay. The dashboard's query panel will hit 402 when trying to fetch decrypted data. The dashboard currently uses a plain fetch which can't handle. There are two options. Server-side payment, which handles payment internally using the buyer's private key, so the dashboard doesn't need wallet access. Option 1 is the stronger. It's all server side. Can you give me more details for 1? What would I need to set up? So this should hit now 402. Tomorrow's weather. I think it should. Still working. Payment required. For option 1, the demo endpoint would handle for full flow server side. I would need the private key. The buyer wallet needs Base Sepolia USDC. That's it. Yeah. Build it. So what happens on chain is each query from the dashboard will trigger a real USDC transfer on Base Sepolia from your buyer wallet to the seller wallet, which is going to be visible in the block explorer. What the dashboard will show is a full animated flow: encrypted query, decrypted, processed, payment confirmed, decrypted, data delivered. This is kind of the builder's loop of vibe coding. Is you try to do one thing, which is set up the wallets, right? Try to get the X402 payment system working. So I got the wallets working, but then this next issue comes up, and once this is solved, I'm sure something else will come up. Okay, so there's some issue with the private key formatting, but it figured out what the issue was. It needed to start with OX, but it fixed that. The full flow worked. Buyer, seller. Let's check the seller wallet to see if it worked. Yep. Token transfers. There we go. Small amount of USDC. So that worked. Okay, that was the instance that crashed. Talking about old background commands. Okay, so it did work. We got X402 working on Testnet, on Base Testnet. So let me ask. Great. Can you summarize what we did this session? Just to get X402 working on Base Testnet. Gotta give Scampi one final report here. What we did, all this stuff. Now let me tell Scampi. Let's see what Scampi has to say. This is huge. You just transformed the demo from simulation to a real prototype. Before everything was localhost, now real USDC payments on Base Sepolia, verified on block scale. For the demo, definitely show the block explorer. Railway render with these wallet keys as a live demo, or just a local demo with blockchain proof. Okay, so Scampi's happy. I'm pretty happy, so we're gonna keep working on this from here. But we got X402 working on Base Testnet, so that's a pretty good accomplishment. We're gonna continue this project in the next episode, probably put on some final finishing touches, maybe work on the dashboard a little bit. But thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, subscribe, follow us on X, and I'll see you in the next one.